The most recent book that I've written is a book called Teenage Bushranger. It's the story of a young fellow who rode with the bushranger Ben Hall, one of the outlaws in Australia. And this young fellow, I discovered, wrote a letter to his parents on the night before he was hung at the age of 19. He'd shot a policeman and he was being hung for his crime. And I read this letter that was at the National Library in Sydney, and I saw this was an incredible letter of a young fellow writing to his parents saying that he was a prodigal son and asking their forgiveness for the things that he had done. So I began to research the story about this young fellow. John Dunn was his name, and I discovered that his godmother had led him to Christ, helped him to make his peace with God, and then that was before he died. And so I wrote this great book about bushrangers. I've become a bit of an expert about bushrangers since then, actually. People are writing to me, asking me all sorts of bushranging questions, and a friend of mine thinks it's rather funny that a pastor or a priest that he knows is a good friend of bushrangers, and so he loves that. I ought to warn you, the book was banned by some bookshops in Australia because it has a little bit of sex and a few words that you wouldn't normally put in a Christian book. So be warned about that, but to be honest with you, when I tell people that, they all want to rush and buy it. So if you want to read Teenage Bushranger, push the button and get yourself a copy, a banned book. Wouldn't that be great?